Today begins the third week of Lent, which means Lent is moving along pretty quickly. It's also the time in Lent when the catechumens, those who are entering into the church at the Easter Vigil, are preparing for this time, and they take a more intentional step towards turning away from Satan and towards Christ and adhering towards Christ in what we call the first scrutiny. And one of the options for the reading of the gospel that coincides with this scrutiny is the gospel story of Jesus encountering the Samaritan woman at the well. And we know in this story that the Samaritan woman goes to this well at an odd hour of the day because she wants to avoid people. She has this shame around the sin in her life and hoping that she sees no one when she goes to get her water. But hesitantly, she approaches the well and finds that Jesus is there. And she not only encounters Jesus, but he also speaks with her. And he tells her her sins. And even after telling her of her sins, he then tells her of this living water that he has to offer her. And she realizes in this moment that he's not there to see just the sin and the shame that she has around those sins, but he's there to offer her something so much more, and that he loves her in that. And this brings her so much joy and inspires this conversion within her that she goes and tells all the people of her town. And during Lent, we are given this time to look at those darker areas of sin in our lives. And sometimes we too can feel shame around that sin. And we know that we can bring that and lay that down before Christ. And we also know that we know from this gospel that he knows that sin that's in our life. He knows that shame that we have around that sin. But he's not there to gaze back at us as someone who's just scrutinizing us, someone that's accusing us of our sins. But he looks at us with the gaze of one who loves us. He is the light that brings freedom as it scrutinizes. And as we gaze upon him and he upon us, it's something that is meant to inspire conversion in our hearts, not to shame us into conversion. So as we begin this third week of Lent, whether our Lent has been going well or not so well, we are not only encouraged just to be in solidarity with those who are entering this church and those who are going through this journey of conversion, but to take a deeper dive into our own conversions as well, to turn towards the Lord as we gaze upon him who does not look at us with one who is an accuser, but the one who looks at us as his beloved.